Hey nail friends, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we do not have an intro today. I really just want to start getting right into my videos, but if you do like the intros, please feel free to let me know. But without further ado, let's get right into today's set. I already have my nail tips sized out. I'm using these long coffin Jofe fashion nail tips. You can find these on Amazon. They are super lightweight and they also have half sizes if you need the perfect fit. I am going to be using polygel for today's set, so I'm using my Model 1 slip solution and just putting some of this into my dapping dish. The two colors I'll be using is this Macart polygel and the color Starlight. It's like a very transparent light purple with sparkles in it. And then I'm also going to be using a light purple that I received in a Beetles polygel extension kit a while back. As you can see, this is very tough to squeeze out, but I plan to do an ombre with the two colors that I picked out. The easiest way for me to ombre is by applying a small amount on the bottom half of the nail and then smoothing it out, and then I cure it, and then I go in with the other color at the top, smooth it out, and then cure it down as well. You may notice this looks more silver than light purple, which on the photo, if you look it up like on Amazon, this is actually where I got it from. It looks kind of purple to me, but either way, I love how it looks. This is actually my first time using this color and it looks really good. Now that the year is winding up, I just want to take a moment to show my appreciation to all of you who continue to support my journey and leave your feedback and opinions. It is greatly appreciated, and I hope we can continue into the new year together as well. Speaking of the new year, do you have any plans for New Year's Eve? I personally don't. Have much planned other than spending time with my family, of course. But are any of you traveling anywhere? I would love to hear about it. This is the light purple I mentioned earlier. It comes out very smooth. You'll actually notice how much easier it was for me to squeeze this one out compared to the other one. So usually with my application, I try to pat around the cuticle area and I try to get it as flat as possible. And I just basically pull the polygel downward and I blend it together. I am going to chop off some because I don't want the ombre to go too far down. So I will take my spatula and just kind of scrape off the excess polygel that I don't need. But then I just blend it together using the brush, of course. So I ended up liking how this looked. So I'm just going to do the same thing for all the other nails, of course. So feel free to relax and enjoy this portion of the video, and I will jump back on when we get to the next step. This is how they look so far. Now I'm just going to be wiping them off with an alcohol prep pad because I want to get that sticky layer off right before we get into filing and buffing. Now I'm going to begin filing. This part was a little tricky because I use tacky putty to put my nails on the nail stand. And so sometimes the slip solution will get underneath that and basically make it to where the nails don't stick to the nail stand anymore. So over time, I did have to transfer the nails onto a different nail stand and just use sticky tabs instead. I don't know even why I tried to use this because this has been a problem for me before, but yeah. So I have successfully buffed these. As you can see, I totally ripped my glove. But before I buff these, I like to add a cuticle oil. This is a cuticle oil that I make and it's available in my Etsy shop. I do leave the link down below so that you guys can look through and shop and all that. So that information will be below. But I just apply that to these nails and then I buff them. This is where I switched them over because as I started to buff, they were just falling off the nail stand. So yeah, they're on a different nail stand now. But now I'm just applying a top coat to each of these. If you're looking for a top coat that's going to leave your nails looking glossy for a long lasting amount of time, I'm definitely recommending that you get Nailed by Naya's top coat. I've mentioned this before, but this is my favorite top coat to use. It's just so glossy and it makes the nails look so good in the end. So yeah, I definitely recommend this one. For my nail art, I'm gonna be doing two half snowflake nail designs. So I'm gonna need, of course, a white gel polish, and then I'm also gonna use a long nail art brush. I think personally you can use whatever kind of nail art brush that you need, but I personally work better with a longer brush now. I'm using my Mia Secret acrylic powder to dump onto the nail. This is going to give the snowflakes a kind of snowy vibe, so I'm taking a cuticle tool and just dumping that on. You definitely want to do this before you cure it so that it'll stick. After it's cured, I am dusting it off and then it's pretty much stuck on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next nail. For this nail, I'm gonna do like a peppermint swirl kind of design. So same thing, pretty much just using this white gel polish and then acrylic powder over the top. But I am creating a peppermint swirl. This part was pretty tricky. I've tried to do peppermint swirl in the past and it was a wreck. I wish I could find, I don't know if I have a clip of or a photo of the design that I did before trying to do this. But I will say this time it turned out way better than the first time I did it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this for the pinky as well as the index finger. For the index finger, I'm just gonna do whole snowflakes this time. I'm just gonna do 2 of them on this, and then same process, just gonna use acrylic to cover it. And then I'm gonna add a couple of rhinestones that I have that actually match the purple color that I used. And these are the finished nails. I will say I love these. It's not your usual green and red for like Christmas. It's a nice purple color, which I really love. Let me know what you guys think of this design. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.